What's going on, guys? Man Cave here. I am still under the weather, but still making video for you guys. There's no rest for the wicked. And I know just by looking at all this right here, you're probably saying, Man Cave, what the hell, man? How can you work in this cluster pile of shit? And I'm thinking the same thing. How can I work in this cluster pile of shit? Well, this cluster, believe it or not, actually, I know where every single thing is. Although I would love to have the workspace. Right now, I know where everything's at, but there comes a time when you do need to clean. And I think I'm just going to end up finding somebody to clean it, because I'm tired of doing it. It'd be awesome if there was such a thing in the RC world as an assistant. That would be the shit right there. I would take auditions for an assistant, because I definitely do need the help. But that's not what we're doing here. This here, as you know, I probably have shown you this probably 3 or 4 times already. And if I have, I'm sorry. I've been out of it the past few days. I'm still dealing with this freaking flu. But this is the 1.9 Clod-based TTC truck. As you can see, I just got finished, well, I didn't just get finished, a little while ago. I switched over to some male 4mm bullet plugs from Castle, because I have to hook up my Mama Max Pro, which I hooked up with a Dean's connector for the battery. Now, this truck will be used in 2 different classes. I can run a 1.9 class with it, and I can run a 2.2 class. Now, here's what I was thinking. Because there is another vehicle that I want to show you guys, which you guys have already seen. I'm pretty sure you've seen that too. So once again, if you're seeing something you've already seen, it's my stupidity and my, we're just going to blame it on the fever. But either way, these we know are the awesome metalhead rings, which are bitchin' job, and a set of cut 1.9 TSL boggers. So what I was thinking about doing is, that's all fine and dandy, but if I want to run a 2.2, I've got a set of cut mudslingers. And basically I took my chrome 8 shooters and a set of Rocksters. We know the chrome 8 shooters came with these chrome rings. I put those on the Rocksters for black and white, and these are IMX Swamp Dogs. And yes, I did vent these. The tires are vented. They have a single hole. I'm trying to find it. It's very small, but it's right there, which will allow for air in and out. Because these will be used for a different purpose, because you can, many of you know who've ever had an IMAX Swamp Dog, you know that they're meant basically just for tearing shit up. They're not made for crawling. But then again, neither are the mudslingers. But these ones will tear up stuff and still give you a little bit of grip. So I was figuring, nice chrome, same size pretty much. Or I could rock the Swamp Dogs with the black rims, but let's go ahead real quick while I've got the camera rolling. I know you're probably not going to see it. Whoa, whoa, magical zoom button, bad. Try to adjust the damn camera angle, and I hit the zoom. Who let this idiot have a camera? We're going to go ahead and take off the front tire, since that's what I had it done for anyways. We're going to take one of the front tires off and see just how it'll look with a 2.2 mudslinger on it. Whether it's a yay or a nay. So we get off the vented mudslinger. Not mudslinger, but you know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about, man? If you can't see through there on the backside, there's little brake rotors that he put on there. That's freaking awesome. I absolutely, he's a stand-up guy. If you've never dealt with him on RCC, or if you've never heard of RCC, number one, you really need to go over there and check it out because it's amazing. And number two, the guy is just absolutely awesome to deal with. He's one of my absolutely most preferred buyers and sellers. So, as you can see already, just by changing out to the 2.2, we haven't really hurt anything scale-wise. We've actually gained maybe some contact patch. And we have not violated the, haven't violated the actual frame. Now, of course, there's the usual slop on these axles before they go, but that does look pretty cool there. When you turn that way, it looks good. Turn that way, it looks good too. I like that. But here's what I'm going to show you too. This is another thing that's really kick-ass how he did it. You guys are familiar with the Y connectors, correct? This is a, basically it's just an extension is what it is. Inside the toolbox back here is a 9-volt battery and a switch that operates the lights. You guys saw before the rear lights working, but you never saw the headlights or the light bar up here working with the massive 6 lights in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this up and show you guys this, so this doesn't have to run off of your battery. It runs off its own battery. I'm going to really quickly shove this all down back in there so it looks like, ta-da, hey look, it's brand new. Nobody ever touched it, woohoo. Except for the Dean's plug sticking on the side, that's just a freeze plug, don't worry about it. From the access hatch back here on top of the toolbox, bam! You've got 8 driving lights up front, and you've even got rock lights underneath. If you guys can't see, he put rock lights inside the body. That's freaking sick. And then, of course, you know, there's the rock lights on the rear and then the tail lights. But to have that on a regular switch, a heavy-duty switch at that, and hidden under the toolbox, that's just freaking killer. Beautiful concept. Love the idea. And this is going to get moved out of the way momentarily, and you're going to be left with silence for a second because I'm going to show you something. So deal with it. Now this rig here, dirty as it is a trail stomper chassis with a hard body Chevy Avalanche. I used Velcro to make my mounts. I'm trying to figure out where to put this nasty ass body at. But what I figured, since this is going to be more like a swamper type vehicle anyways, I figured maybe change out from these small Panther Cobras, which, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the Panther Cobra. It's one of my favorite freaking tires ever made because it's a very, very, very small 2.2 tire. I actually have 1.9s that are larger than it. I figured since this is basically going to be like a mud bitch style vehicle, that I would go ahead and take off these crusty ass tires, which are just absolutely shit caked with mud, and figure out, see what it'd look like with a set of Swamp Dogs mounted to them. Now this might end up being a little bit more than I bargained for, seeing how I've got to get these freaking wheels to line up on the hexes just freaking right. So once I get it lined up, try and get this thing screwed on for you guys so you can see it. There we go. Now this truck here has a 35 turn energy motor in it. And you can see the drastic difference now between the brand new Swamp Dog and the tiny rear tire. But what we're going to check most importantly is clearance and overall style. If it looks like crap, we're not going to do it. But I can tell you right off the bat right now, and I'm pretty sure you guys can agree with me, that if we're going to go the mud route with a Chevy Avalanche, I'm pretty sure you're going to want a big ballsy tire up there instead of something tiny. And this tire right here is absolutely fabulous. What I've done with it is these are Venom Creeper foams. As you can see, they're more like a memory foam. So they're very stiff, which is a good thing because these tires here are fairly wide, and I don't want the edges to be like sucked in and smushed to where you're not getting a full contact patch. So what happened is by shoving these foams in here, you can see what happens to them after they're taken out. They actually get very wide. Once they completely air out, they get very, very wide, and what it does is it actually fills the tire and makes the tire very firm. It will add some weight to the vehicle, yes, but in the overall stance, it's going to look pretty kick-ass. So we've got another project, which this one's probably going to be called Big Blue. I'm going to come up with something for it. This one is actually pretty fun, but I'm very anxious to see the Clod out there. And one last surprise as I go ahead and bring Dirty Boy over there. Sit in the corner. Time out. You guys might have seen my 19cc01 Mitsubishi Pajero, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's sitting back there on my big dog trailer. And you guys know that I had the Unimog. Well, I came up with another dumbass idea, albeit, but we're going to try it. For now, I've got my, these are from RC 4-wheel drive. I forget what they're called. I think they're called Diesel or something. But they are the old school semi-truck rims. So I'm going to try and do a small-scaled CC01 based dually. Something that's going to be pretty interesting because I've never done that before. And I want to thank a fellow YouTuber, Riva's Concepts, for helping me out with how to lock the front diffs on these. There's two different ways you can do it. One is kind of permanent, and the other one is not permanent, but it works just as well. And if you ever want to open it back up, it's a hell of a lot easier to do, which is the route I went. And the easiest way to do it is just to take a standard hot glue gun, and there's the differential gear that sits down in here in the bottom that your ball cups go into for the shafts. You take and you take that differential gear out, undo the 3 screws on the plate of it, pull it out, fill it with hot glue, and then screw it back together, stick it back in, and you've got a full-time 4-wheel drive. The other option is to take and just jam another one of the spider gears, one of these, down inside of it, but that's more permanent and would probably do some damage in the long run. So, now you guys know where I'm at. Got you guys up to speed. Now, I'm going to get back to work at changing out this truck to the 2.2s, but have no fear, the 1.9s are not going to be going anywhere. These are weighted wheels, so I'm going to be keeping these, definitely. These are not a set of wheels that are going to go away because it's very hard to find these style metalhead rings. And plus, they're just a badass. Every time I get rid of my 1.9 boggers, regardless whether they're cut or not, I always end up kicking myself in the ass because I want them back. Who knows, we might even try putting those rims over here on the Jeep. And maybe, just maybe, getting the Jeep a little muddy. I'm going to have to do some electronics relocation or some waterproofing first before I do so. But that's not very hard to do either. A little bit of silicone goes a long way on these things. But, sorry about that. Still working on the CR01, not really doing a build thread on that one because I've done so many build threads. If you want, you can go back and look in my arsenal of videos. I've got the CR01 Buck and Bronco build, and I believe the CR01 Recovery Wrangler build too. They all go together the same way, and just to save from having to do another video series, you can go ahead and just check those out, and that'll be the way it goes. The only thing I will show you is, as long as it's not tacky, which it still slightly is, but we're rocking a primered Toyota FJ body. I'm going to go ahead and do the trimming on it tonight, and then that'll probably be it for that, because I do have to finish putting the actual truck together itself. But I think I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to use the axles off of this CR01, which I know are fully functional. Swap these axles out and put them on the FJ, and then continue building from there. Put all new shocks and everything on the other one, and then just when I get around to it, swapping these axles out to the other one. So, sorry for the super long video. I know it probably annoys the hell out of most of you just to hear me talking and talking and talking. But as you guys know, there's always a shitload of stuff going on here. I'm never working on just one project. I'm working on several at a time. And I like to try and cover as many bases as I can when I'm shooting a video. So, that's keeping you guys in the loop for now. I know you guys have really wanted to see the logging series. I'm waiting for a fellow YouTuber, and we're going to get that nailed out for you. So have no fear, we are still going to be doing the logging series. It's not going anywhere. I've just got a lot of stuff on my plate right now, and the weather right now, and being under the weather, I'm kind of at a lose-lose right now. But once you hit rock bottom, there's no place to go but up, unless you've got a really powerful ass drill and you can keep digging. So, there you go, guys. Once again, I'm sorry for dragging this video out. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. Hit the like button. Dislike, it really doesn't matter to me. It just knows who the haters are and who the appreciators are. So, peace, guys.